Imagine two people entering the exact same gym, following the identical workout plan for 12 full weeks. They eat identical meals, sleep the exact same hours, and lift with the same relentless intensity. Yet, at the end of the program, one person gains 30 times more muscle than the other. Your first instinct might be to assume one of them simply cheated or slacked off. However, rigorous exercise science proves that effort does not explain this massive rift. To prove why, researchers designed a massive study explicitly engineered to rule out slacking. This landmark study was led by researcher Monica Hubal and published back in 2005. The sheer scale of the trial was enormous, recruiting 585 healthy human subjects. The cohort consisted specifically of 342 women and 243 men. Testing was distributed across 8 separate university research centers to ensure high strictness. Every participant underwent 12 full weeks of progressive resistance training under direct supervision. They trained strictly the elbow flexors of their non-dominant arm only. Because only one arm was trained, each participant's untouched arm served as their personal control. This unilateral design eliminated widespread confounding factors like individual diet, sleep, or background activity. Muscle size was precisely measured using high-resolution magnetic resonance imaging scans before and after. Strength changes were evaluated through exact 1 repetition max tests and isometric force measurements. When the final data was compiled, the sheer variance stunned the scientific community. The change in muscle cross-sectional area ranged from -2% to +59%. Think about that for a moment. Some participants actually experienced a minor loss in size. Meanwhile, top responders expanded their arm muscle area by well over half its original size. The strength gains revealed an even crazier spread across the test group. Strength changes ranged from 0% gain all the way up to +250%. Some individuals did not get a single pound stronger despite 3 months of hard work. Others more than tripled their baseline lifting capacity on the exact same routine. To understand if these were just wild outliers, we must look at the overall distribution curve. Exactly 232 of the subjects landed right in the expected middle band. This central group gained between 15 and 25% in muscle size. However, 10 subjects blew past all expectations, gaining over 40% in muscle size. At the bottom end, 36 subjects managed to gain less than 5% overall. This was not a tiny fluke confined to a single isolated study dataset. Other researchers independently published almost identical wide-ranging results. For instance, a study by Ahtiainen and colleagues recorded size changes from -11 to +30%. That same investigation noted strength shifts ranging anywhere from -8 to +60%. So, the massive variance in workout outcomes is undeniably real across human biology. The most common objection everyone immediately leaps to is effort. Skeptics assume the low responders simply didn't push themselves hard enough during their sets. Yet, scientific analysis of training compliance directly debunks this popular theory. In a controlled study of older men, training compliance was strictly monitored and recorded. Differences in compliance and progression load failed to explain the huge variance in outcomes. Even when people followed every repetition perfectly, their biological gains varied wildly. Even stronger proof comes from repeating the exact same experiment on the same individuals. A groundbreaking 2025 study published in the European Journal of Sport Science tested this. Participants underwent a training block, stopped completely to detrain, and then trained again. The individual gains were remarkably reproducible when the participants repeated the training protocol. If someone was a high responder in round 1, they remained a high responder in round 2. The study authors explicitly concluded that training variability stems directly from deep physiological origins. So the phenomenon is genuine, biological, and independent of effort. Now, right here is where most fitness videos and online essays stop. They tell you genetics dictate everything, label low gainers as doomed non-responders, and end. Stopping the story at that pessimistic point is entirely misleading, because that exact same 2025 study uncovered a second critical finding that changes everything. While extreme high responders were consistently observed, true non-responders were remarkably rare. Crucially, non-response was virtually never replicated across multiple variables. Someone who failed to gain bicep size often still gained substantial maximum strength. Furthermore, people classified as non-responders in Block 1 largely responded when retested later. After retraining, only a single subject remained classified as a non-responder for biceps area. Out of the entire study, just one single arm failed to grow after 2 bouts. The author's direct stated conclusion was clear. Non-responsiveness is extremely rare. They emphasized that non-response should never be judged from a single training variable or cycle. A completely separate study examining older men reinforced this exact same optimistic reality. After 16 full weeks of progressive lifting, 82% were classified as robust responders. In sharp contrast, only 5% of the participants qualified as poor responders overall. The researchers concluded that true non-responders are so rare that resistance training remains universal. They asserted weight training should strictly be the first-line healthcare recommendation for every human. So if non-response is so exceptionally rare, why does it show up so often online? Why do millions of everyday lifters feel like they hit an impenetrable brick wall early? The first major reason comes down to a simple, fixable issue: workout dosage. Research, published in the Journal of Applied Physiology, investigated this exact dosage question. Scientists tested whether increasing weekly set volume could overcome apparent non-responsiveness. The findings were definitive. Higher training volume completely eliminated non-response in older adults. Subjects who saw 0 gains on 1 set per exercise grew when bumped to 3 or 5 sets. What looked like an unresponsive body was simply an insufficient physical stimulus. They didn't have defective genetics. They just needed more workload to trigger the growth cascade. The second major reason apparent non-response pops up everywhere is measurement noise. Any single measured physical change always consists of 3 entirely separate components. First, technical measurement error from ultrasound tools or caliper placement. Second, normal biological fluctuation happening inside a human body day to day. And third, the actual real adaptation stimulus produced specifically by training. Separating these 3 distinct factors during short study windows is notoriously difficult. Over 12 weeks, measurement error and hydration shifts can completely mask true muscle growth. Now for a fascinating consolation finding buried deep inside the 2025 data. The study tracked what happened when participants stopped lifting during the detraining phase. Participants who made the fastest initial gains tended to lose muscle fastest during time off. The correlation for biceps cross-sectional area loss was a strong negative 0.673. Fast gainers appeared to be fast losers when they stopped working out. There is a poetic biological symmetry to how fast acquired tissue vanishes. Slower, hard-won adaptation often turns out to be far more durable long-term. So let's bring all these scientific insights together into an honest summary. First, individual variation in response rate is genuine, huge, and physiological. If you gain slower than your training partner, that is genuinely not your fault. You can release any guilt or frustration about your individual starting pace immediately. Second, almost nobody is a true biological non-responder to exercise. If your progress stalls, adjusting weekly set volume or exercise selection usually fixes it. Your body is always capable of adapting if given the right custom recipe. So keep showing up, adjust your training volume, and stay patient with the process. Have you ever felt like a slow responder to a specific workout routine? Tell me in the comments below and subscribe for more evidence-based fitness deep dives.